movie time with John DeSando and his friends online. So everything is gonna be just fine. From the top down to the bottom. He's gonna let you know if you should stay home or if you should go. Might even yell if it's a spectacle. From San Francisco to Long Island. 'Cause nothing's better than a motion video.
It's Movie Time is produced and hosted by John DeSando. Listen to broadcast shows Fridays at 4:01 and 8:01 p.m. Read reviews and listen to shows online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando,
I'm Audrey Harkonen.
and this is Back Talk.
Yes, it is.
No.
No.
I'm John DeSando, and this is It's Movie Time.
Very good.
Audrey, we have a difficult movie,
Yes,
Uh,
a challenge. It
yes.
was a challenge.
and I'm sorry to have asked you to review it. It's called Sorry Baby. But anyway, it has an awful lot of good buzz from critics, but it is not an easy movie to review. So I needed you to be here and maybe just open by telling us what's going on. Sorry Baby. What does that mean?
Well, it is a woman is trying to make sense of her life and the direction of her life after a sexual assault.
Yeah.
After
They call it the big thing.
yeah. It refers to it as a big thing.
Right, yeah.
A big thing that happened.
Right.
To me.
Isn't that interesting? It's like, I mean, it's kind of realistic, isn't it?
Well, it is. So I'll dive right in here and say that that's an interesting expression or an interesting way to put such an event in your life, especially a PhD academic in a very sophisticated kind of. She's an English major, for heaven's sake,
Yes,
and
right.
this is what she says, and that's probably problem number one I have with this.
Yeah, she's a graduate student in a college
Right.
in New England.
In New England.
Right, and seemed to be somewhat prestigious, and looking forward to maybe getting a full-time job.
Yes, as are several of her in her circle. So
Right.
that's an important factor in this as well.
Yeah, and so, and how they pick on those professors, I'm telling you, Audrey.
You,
I mean,
you guys.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
they're just, we're constantly hitting on the young students. So we have this guy who's kind of an attractive guy who was evaluating her written work.
Yes.
And so you can understand, one of the things I like is that the movie gets you to understand how important it is for her to have his approval.
Yes. It's vital
Yeah.
for her and her career and her future, which is one thing. She and her roommate, can't tell whether they're roommates or there's another relationship there or not. That was a little confusing.
Well,
but
she's
it
a
doesn't
lesbian,
matter.
but
Her friend.
Her friend is a
Is,
lesbian.
yeah, and they're kind of offhandedly talking about this faculty advisor, and both of them are expressing interest in having sex with him. And then she kind of backs down, our main character, and says, well, maybe I'll say maybe not.
Says, yeah, do you think she expresses interest, Eva?
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry, Eva Victor is the actress. Agnes.
Correct.
So you think
Yes,
Agnes says,
Well, I think that she does, but this is the interesting turn of events, which I did appreciate trying to depict something like this. So some of her guilt and anxiety comes from the fact that she knows that she was attracted to him.
huh,
And then there was a reciprocal act, and she decides to say no, but does not do it in advance of any kind of contact. There apparently is some contact that occurs, and now she's grappling, I think, with the idea that, did I bring it on myself? Did I set myself up? Or is he really a sleazeball? or, how do I move forward? So I think that, I think that that was a good presentation.
And
Yeah.
I really liked the way that they had the interaction between him, the advisor, and the evaluator, and her. And she's such as an actress even, she's such a kind of a blank slate. I can't quite get a fix on her.
I can't
Some of the things that you're saying. I had more the impression that she wasn't interested in him. I think most of the young women were attracted to him in some way or another. He was a
Yes.
good-looking guy.
Yes.
And
He was very complimentary, too.
yeah, and when you have somebody in the position that he's in, women particularly attach themselves to that kind of an interaction.
Sure.
It's very important to them, very emotional to them, intellectual, career-wise, very important. So I can see all the pressures that are coming on her. Now, one of the things I liked, Audrey, about this movie is that we don't dominate. The assault does not dominate. The big thing.
That is, the big thing does not.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate the fact that it's being presented in a way that really, really drives home the idea that that kind of an assault, very personal, whether it's on a male or a female involved, is so very individual.
Yeah.
And not only the assault itself, but
Yeah.
the aftermath.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And how the person digests and moves on.
Yeah, and according to your point, and you rightly described it, the filmmaker who was Eva,
Yes.
Victor, she's writer, director,
Yes,
and
she's,
actress.
yeah, the whole thing.
That's why she reminds me of Greta Gerwig in that talent.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that they show absolutely nothing about the contact, nothing about the assault. It's all a long shot showing the house.
The house.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant.
Yes.
And you saw the passage of time because it got dark, and then the door opens.
Yes.
And she sort of flies out, she's got her shoes in her hand and sits
Yeah.
down on the porch and puts her shoes on very quickly as he just sort of stands in the doorway. And she doesn't run away, but she moves away quickly. And I do think that was very, very well done.
Yeah.
Very creative.
She's an interesting actress. She's about 5'11",
Yes,
and
yes.
she's a beanpole, really.
Yeah.
And but yet she is a beautiful woman in her
Yes,
own way.
yes, she is.
And I think that works well on her own film. And because of getting away from that big thing and
Yes.
into how she navigates her life, not necessarily because of the big thing,
Right.
but because there are other things that are happening to her.
That is
Like
true.
what you and I know so well, academic politics.
Yes.
I mean, and she has colleagues who are looking at the same opening that's possibly going to happen
Right.
when he leaves,
Right.
which they take care of that right away.
Yes.
Yes.
And that was, that bit of academic politics was a very fast move. First, she is met with human resources and the women who basically say the time doesn't work, he quit, and then you reported this, so he doesn't.
How about those females?
Oh,
Were they
were
objectionable or
boom,
what?
boom, boom.
I mean,
They're in and out, and we
They're not going to give her any support.
No, they are not. And then I imagine that the idea of giving her that full-time position was already in the works, and that's why,
Yeah,
don't take this
That's
any
a good
further.
that's a good point.
Wink,
Yeah.
wink, you're
I hadn't
gonna,
thought about that.
yeah, you're gonna be okay.
How about the doctor?
I thought that was an interesting encounter in that, once again, this is a highly educated group of people, and she has arrived with an assault diagnosis, and he's asking her the routine questions, and their expectations are that he's going to be soft and fuzzy, and
Listen to the nurse talk, and I
Well,
love
sorry-
you. I
sorry
love you
about
because I
that.
thought he was a creep. And you're saying,
No.
no, he's doing his job.
He's doing his job because the soft and fuzzy and empathetic and all of that is not a part of what he does. She goes to the emergency room and there's a whole team of people who do that part.
Right.
He's just there to ask the hard questions. What happened?
But she doesn't go to the, right.
No,
Because they have
and
no
that's
kit.
Well, and that's another thing, is that I hate to criticize her the writer's decision about every woman knows, and men know for that matter,
Yeah.
but every woman knows. You don't take a shower, you don't clean up.
Right, yeah.
You save your clothing, you go right to the emergency
How
room.
right you are.
Because that is where, that is the medical facility that is prepared to help you.
Yes, right,
through
yeah.
this.
So there's no kit, so there's no way, there's no physical evidence.
Right,
That,
right.
which they need to pursue it.
And she would have been very, very softly and empathetically told that by the appropriate social workers and psychologists and things like that. But she's just in a doctor's office.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
what he does. But for them to react, especially the roommate, Liddy, the way she talked to a physician was a little bit surprising.
Oh,
to
all
me.
right, good.
It
Again,
was-
you're professional.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I've worked
evaluation.
in emergency departments, and especially younger people, they're not snarky, they're scared.
Yeah.
They're scared. So I find that not to be terribly credible.
Well, I'll tell you one of the confusing things about it is that she actually admits later on she did not want him to be prosecuted. And for a reason that I thought was fascinating to me is that she wanted him to be able to change his life.
Change his life, yeah.
Because if he had to go away, it wouldn't have been as helpful as his being free to become a better person than he was. And I thought that was something I hadn't thought about before. But it's, of course, it's not a good reason. I mean, he needs to be, she needs, if she's outraged by his assault, she needed to go right away.
Exactly,
Yeah, and
exactly.
she did not.
Which is another reason why I think what she's thinking about is that, well, I had told Rumi that I'd go to bed with him, but maybe not. But if he asked, I'd say maybe not. So she was thinking about him in a romantic regard.
Yeah.
So she continues that thought process. She's not going to prosecute, she's not going to go after him, so he can go on and change his life and be a better person. And I think there's still something.
So what happens with her life? Now, we have the kind of formulaic notion that women are traumatized by this for their whole life and so on. And she doesn't seem to be so. What's her life like outside of the assault? And is she able to come to terms with it and move on romantically, for instance?
Well, romantically, I think that just the casual relationship that she's begun and created and seems to be agreeable to the neighbor. The two of them are having an interaction in a relationship.
Lucas Hedges, I think,
Yes.
the neighbor.
Yeah, the neighbor.
Kind of a cute guy.
In the reviews, he's always singled out. Really, really does a great job of just being the guy there and doing a good job.
And dramatically it works out because he's really the opposite of the predatory professor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's interested in her, and she's not initially, I think, interested in him until
she becomes more comfortable with just his simplicity and his honesty.
It was a pretty strange but affecting scene with the two of them in the bathtub.
In the bathtub.
That
was
so,
unique. Yes.
It was unique. It was awkward.
Yes.
It's a little bit sexy, but it seemed to reflect her.
Right.
Because to me, she's always awkward.
Right.
Except when she's teaching.
Yes.
Apparently she's
And that is what was so surprising, is that I found this group of people so inarticulate.
Right, they're
listen to me.
PhD candidates.
Yeah.
Yes.
But when she's up in front of a classroom, she's very insightful.
Audrey Harkonen. we're gonna talk more if people will go to our podcast.
Yes,
which
we need to
is-
talk.
Right, which is, and since it's movie time, it's going to be Back Talk, and then you have to go to WCBE.org and go to Back Talk. Audrey, the film is called Sorry Baby. I think I know what you're gonna recommend, but go ahead.
I would, it is an interesting film. I would not have high expectations for it, but if you decide to see it, but it's interesting.
It's movie time with John DeSando and his friends online. So everything is gonna be just fine. From the top down to the bottom, he's gonna let you know